What up, YouTube? T-Moose here. Since I am doing my review for Ron Howard films, here is my review for Ron Howard's sixth film, and that is Willow. Willow is, of course, produced by George Lucas, who, of course, have a great relationship with Ron Howard because going back all the way to their American Graffiti days. And, of course, Ron Howard was the director on Solo, and, of course, his daughter is the director on The Mandalorian. So, you know, the Howards have a really good connection with the Lucas household, you know. And so now, I always thought that George Lucas directed Willow, but it's actually a Ron Howard film. Now, Willow, of course, got released all the way in 1988, and starring Warwick Davis, who is possibly more best known for portraying the Leprechaun in those Leprechaun horror films. I always found it interesting to see Warwick Davis go from like a little lighthearted fantasy film like this to a vicious killing leprechaun. I always found that to be an interesting combo. And of course, he is best known for the Harry Potter franchise. I believe he's been in the Star Wars movies, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to remember if he was in Lord of the Rings films. No, I don't think so. Warwick Davis been in a whole lot of stuff. I also like this one show that Warwick Davis did that was on the HBO a couple years back called Life's Too Short, which had him and Ricky Gervais, where Warwick Davis plays like a, pretty much plays himself, and it had a bit of like a Curb Your Enthusiasm feel to it. Sad that show ended so soon. That was a pretty solid show on HBO. Anyway, back to Willow. Now, Willow has been in the news lately because, if you guys don't know, Disney Plus is doing a sequel series of Willow. They just cast its leads this past week. So, that's pretty cool. And we're getting Warwick Davis back for that. Pretty cool right there. I mean, the guy's done like 6 Leprechaun sequels. So, it's always odd that he says yes to Leprechaun sequels, but still no Willow sequel. I always find that odd, but anyway. Now, the story of Willow is interesting. Willow, who is a citizen of Nulwins, a race of little people, is chosen by his community to take a baby to a far crossroads where she can be found by her people, the Dalgalins. And the baby was carried to Willow's land to a crude raft that was swept along the river waters. But of course, what Willow does not know that the baby was placed on the raft by her desperate mother. That was to save her from a degree of a death dealt out to all the girl children by Bavmora, who is the vicious queen and sorcerer who fears her successor that has been born. And so already we have the story of Moses cross-pollinating with the Snow White and Seven Dwarfs fame. And, Lucas, of course, has a repetition as a student of old legends and folklore here. And Warwick Davis is great in this movie. I always loved him in this flick. You also had some other interesting cast members. You had the likes of Val Kilmer as the role of Madrigan, who is, of course, a boastful, immured mercenary swordsman who helps Willow on his quest. Then you also got Joanne Whalley, who portrays the role of Sorsha, who's, of course, Bermuda's warrior daughter who turns against her mother when she falls in love with Morganton. Then you got Jean Marsh, who plays the role of Queen Bavmorda, who is the villainous ruler of Nakmar, the powerful sorceress and mother of Sorsha. And you also got the likes of Kevin Pollak, Rick Overton. You had Malcolm Dixon was in this. You even had Bad Santa actor Tony Cox was in this film. You had some really interesting solid cast lists. And the effects in this thing was cool. I mean, great performances by the cast. Of course, the music by the late great James Horner was pretty good. The screenplay was decent. It also did pretty well when it got released. And it made about $137.6 million. Because around this time, George Lucas was pretty much done with the Star Wars franchise for now, and Lucas Company ended up having some odd film choices. They of course gave us Howard the Duck, and then of course they gave us Willow, which I believe. I'm trying to remember if Howard the Duck came before or after Willow. I gotta check that. But anyway, and I mean this was of course a summer hit when it got released. It premiered all the way back on May 20th, 1988. Really iconic flick. Great storyline. It's actually, I believe it's on Disney Plus if I'm not mistaken. So I think you'll be able to find it on Disney Plus. It's a really great one. I mean, if you guys have not seen Willow, before the series do premiere, I'll say give the original Willow a shot. I am so surprised. Like, I am always shocked that we never got to see an actual sequel to Willow. I mean, Willow is so iconic. It made loads of money. How on earth had they not have done a sequel to Willow years before? It has always been beyond me. Hopefully, the Disney Plus sequel will live up to the expectation, but we'll see what happens there. Anyway, let me leave it with you guys. Have you ever seen Willow? If so, what's your thought of it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? And are you even a fan of Warwick Davis? Where's my Warwick Davis fans, people? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is T-Movie signing out.